Now at 6, breaking news overnight. One person is dead after being shot by police after driving away from a traffic stop in Clackamas County. What we know about the incident coming up. Plus,
I got woke up by one of my staff at 1 o'clock in the morning saying that our building had burnt down.
A local recovery center is figuring out what to do next after a fire burned down its Northeast Portland location before it even opened. Why the executive director is promising to keep the project moving forward ahead.
And the Blazers have punched their ticket to the postseason. We have details on who they'll play first in the play-in tournament this weekend. Coming up as your news at sunrise starts right now. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on your Monday. I'm China Green.
And I'm Matthew Herchick. Glad to have you with us. Rod Hill and Chris McGinnis are standing by with a look at the weather and traffic on a bit of a soggy start to the morning, Rod.
Yeah, good morning. Scattered showers have continued overnight. We still have scattered showers on the radar right now. Nothing organized. And if you look at it as a whole, I mean, right now it's actually pretty quiet between Salem and Portland. But there are raindrops on the lens from our Chinook Winds Casino Resort camera at the coast, where rain shower chances will continue today as well. 49 there. You can see the clouds from the Chehalem tasting room out in Sherwood, 47 degrees. Not much wind currently. So to the bus stop we go. Just prepare for scattered rain showers. 46 degrees out the door, about 53 at lunchtime. Kids get out of school. It will still only be in the mid-50s, so considered a little bit chilly for this time of the year. Here's Chris.
Rod, it's already been a busy morning on the roads early on this back to work, back to school, wet Monday morning drive. I'm going to start off live right now up in Northeast Portland. Photojournalist Eric Patterson on the scene of this crash on Northeast Lombard at 33rd Avenue. There's the live look. You can see it looks like they've got that car up in a tow truck. At last check, though, eastbound Lombard right now, at least right now, blocked because of that crash. As Eric pans over to the left, you can see that Portland police are still on the scene. In the road, wet, and maybe that has something to do with some of the earlier crashes that we've had out there. I'm going to show you a couple of them. One on eastbound I-84 out near 181st Avenue. This is actually the video from just a couple of minutes ago on Northeast Lombard. Let's see if we can advance that. There we go. We've just cleared this earlier crash out near Gresham. And photojournalist Eric Patterson had another look at this just a couple of minutes ago. So guys, I'm not sure if the rain's having anything to do with this, but we've already had at least 5 fender benders and crashes out there on the roads this morning. So watch yourself on those slick roads, guys.
Thank you, Chris. And we do have breaking news overnight. Oregon State Police say officers shot and killed a man following a traffic stop just west of Rhododendron. Just before 7 last night, police say they stopped an impaired driver on Highway 26 in Clackamas County. When the trooper tried to contact him, the suspect took off. Officers chased the car until it stopped near the Barlow Trail Roadhouse, where state police say the driver was shot and died at the scene. No one else was hurt, and it's unclear if any officers have been placed on leave.
Police in Longview arrested a man on murder charges after a deadly shooting at an event space. That happened just before 11 Saturday night at AWPPW Hall off 15th Avenue. When police got there, they found 2 people with critical gunshot wounds who later died from their injuries. About 200 people were gathered at the time, and people told us it was for a teen's birthday. 49-year-old Andres Carrasco Sanchez was arrested as a suspect after leading police on a chase. Police say they also found a handgun the suspect threw from the car during that chase.
A death investigation is underway after first responders recovered a body from the Willamette River. Someone called 911 just before 11:30 Sunday morning after they found a body near the Maritime Museum along Waterfront Park. The Winona County Sheriff's Office says they acknowledged that this is near where a car crashed into the Willamette and a person went missing early last week, but say that they can't confirm if the body found was that person until an autopsy is finished.
A SWAT team was called out to Vancouver on Saturday after police say a man pointed a gun at someone, then barricaded himself inside his apartment. This happened at the Hudson around 2:30 in the afternoon. Because of its location, police shut down southbound to I-5 while officers responded. 58-year-old Terry Myers was arrested on assault charges. Police say they found multiple weapons at the scene.
In Northeast Portland, a recovery center is forced to start over after its brand new building went up in flames Saturday night. The facility now stands completely charred. Yeah, the building hadn't even opened yet. It would have helped adolescents recovering from addiction. Sunrise reporter Thomas Schultz joins us live this morning. Thomas, walk us through what happened here.
Yeah, guys, that fire happened around 9:45 Saturday night, and with it, more than 2 years of hard work went up in flames. 4D Recovery raised more than $5 million for the project. Executive Director Tony Vesna tells us it would have drastically improved group services. It would have had everything an adolescent and family members need to overcome addiction and improve a teenager's mental health. The building was located on Northeast 100th and East Burnside. Fortunately, firefighters were able to stop the fire from spreading to nearby homes and businesses, though Vesna says this setback is heartbreaking. He compared it to his own journey of addiction and recovery.
My recovery has been 2 steps forward, 1 step back, sometimes 2 step back, 1 step forward. And so it's just a hurdle to get over. And you don't dwell on the past. You look at the future and what you can do, and you get back to work.
Now, the cause of the fire is still under investigation, though Vesna says they will rebuild to offer services that Portland is in desperate need of. Matthew, China.
Thomas Schultz reporting live. Thomas, thank you. Meanwhile, in Salem, a family of 8 was displaced Friday after a house fire. Crews were called just before 2:30 to a home on Alice Street South where they saw heavy smoke coming from the attic. They were able to put out the fire without anyone getting hurt and to keep the fire from spreading to other nearby buildings. The Red Cross is helping the family with temporary housing. The cause of the fire is under investigation.
In Portland Public Schools, parents are trying to learn more about the district's budget process as it faces a multi-million-dollar shortfall. Over the weekend, district leaders held a community engagement event at Kellogg Middle School. They talked about plans to close the $50 million budget shortfall ahead of the next school year. Proposals included closing schools and cutting hundreds of jobs.
And we're no different than any other district that's experiencing declining enrollment. And so our whole purpose is foundationally have well-resourced schools where all of our kids can have access to rigorous, comprehensive programming.
The district senior chief of operations says district isn't planning to close any schools next year, but the current plan is to have a 2027 budget package ready in November for the school board to vote on in December.
The Blazers have earned a spot in the NBA play-in tournament after closing out the season with a home win against Sacramento. The Blazers led the entire way yesterday, taking home a win by the final of 122-110. After their win against the Clippers on Friday, last night's win secures them the 8th seed in the Western Conference. So, taking a look ahead, the Blazers will now face the Suns in Phoenix on Tuesday, with the winner of that game advancing to the playoffs to face the Spurs. If Portland loses in Phoenix on Tuesday night, they would then host a do-or-die game Friday night at the Moda Center against the winner of the matchup between the Clippers and Warriors.
As for the Portland Fire, ahead of their first tip-off of their new season, they're adding some big names to the roster, setting 2 from the Minnesota Lynx from the expansion draft, Bridget Carlton and Carly Samuelson, and from the Las Vegas Aces, signing center Megan Gustafson. The Fire now have 7 of their 12 roster spots, leaving some gaps to be filled during tonight's WNBA draft. The Fire are sitting in the 7th spot, and some potential picks have been floating around mock drafts like UCLA guard Gabriela Jaquez. ESPN has the Fire selecting point guard Iana Martin from Spain or French forward Nell Angloma. Sports Illustrated linking Portland to LSU guard Flau'jae Johnson.
Meanwhile, today the Portland Fire are hosting a draft watch party at the Moda Center. Doors will open at 3 o'clock before the draft starts at 4. There will also be panels with players from the Fire and coaching staff, as well as Fire merchandise for sale, and the chance to take photos with players. Tickets are available on Ticketmaster. They are free, but fans must have a ticket in order to get in.
Your time now is 6:09. Headed over to Rod Hill with a bunch of arrows.
Yeah. So the arrows, the upper flow pattern goes down into California and then up into, looks like Wyoming. And the point is we're in the middle still of a cool batch of air. It was only 55 degrees yesterday with the clouds and the continued light rain showers around. Today, the action is going to be, I think, more scattered, so less total rain. But we're still looking at a lot of clouds and we're still in the middle of a cool batch of air. In fact, It is snowing this morning up at Timberline Lodge, which certainly is not unusual for April. They've picked up a couple inches of new snow. Temperature up there is 29 degrees. So far this morning, Government Camp has been holding in the mid-30s, so above freezing. Here's a look at our Wells Fargo building. You see it's cloudy outside. Again, scattered showers are dotting the landscape this morning. Temperature 48 degrees. Here are the other numbers out the door. The wind flow today is west 5 to 15. We're all pretty similar. Sandy's at 46, Hillsboro's at 48, and Salem is at 48 degrees this morning as well. Everybody has at least a scattered shower threat. I don't think there's really any measurable rainfall in Central Oregon today. Bend 52, low 50s at the coast. And everybody's mostly in the 50s for highs today. Again, considered a little cool for this time of the year. All right, so 58 at most. Tomorrow we have a dry start, and then rain develops during the afternoon hours. This is the main event of this week. Steady rain develops tomorrow. It rains all of Tuesday night. The front comes in early Wednesday morning. Then behind that front, there could be some hail showers on Wednesday. 2-day rain totals could reach an inch. Lingering showers on Thursday, and then we have a couple of dry days with warming temperatures on Friday and Saturday.